Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Bearded Hobby Homestead, and it's Melk Kos time, finally. We did this twice. Both times was amazing, and turns out my wife's lactose intolerance is also intolerant of this, but I mean it's to be expected seeing as it's 500 milliliters of milk. Now, my wife has a list here somewhere, paper that says exactly how much that is. Oh, it is here. Thank you. Okay, so the milk, you're using full cream, fresh milk. None of that 2% or other rubbish. Real milk. That'll be 500 milliliters or 17 fluid ounces for my American friends who will be attempting this, I'm sure. Yes. The flour is around 80 grams to 100 grams. That's 2.8 to 3 ounces worth of flour, and that'll be cake wheat flour, your normal, I think it's normal flour, not field flour, bag flour. I'm being told to move backwards. Water is 100 milliliters or 3.38 fluid ounces, and then you'll have butter or 50 grams or 1.76 ounces, and that's basically it. You will also have cinnamon sugar. I mean, if you know what cinnamon sugar is, you know how to make it. It's 2/3 sugar and 1/3 cinnamon, something like that. Make it. It's easy. That'll be 2 tablespoons with the water going into a side little pot for magic later. Alright, I'm going to do this slowly-ish. I'm doing it by myself because my wife has gotten sick from the milk, so I'm doing it myself. It's my first time to be gentle. Alright, so first of all, make fire. Fire made. Now we're going to take 500 mils or 17 fluid ounces of the full fresh cream milk. That'll be 250 times 2, so that is going to be 1 and 2. And if I sound rushed, I am hungry and I want this in my belly now. And it's going to be real quick to make, so not that big of a problem. Alright, so now get the milk up to temperature and don't burn it. As soon as the milk starts boiling, you've almost gone too far. Every time while this is happening, you need to make not fritters, not frummels. Afrikaans word frummels. It's basically just, I'm going to set this bit down. It's basically just making.
You don't have to stir that now.
Okay. It's basically just making little floury butter knobs, and that's going to go into the milk. And I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do this because I've got 2 hands and I'll get this right. If I use one hand in here, I'll use the other hand for that.
You could just rub it and wash your hands quickly.
Or that. So you're just going to use your hands and make a bunch of little tiny, bit less than pea-sized balls with the butter and the flour. Words are hard sometimes, I know. And I'm going to fast
not too
forward
much,
this.
just a little bit.
No,
Yeah,
not
that's
too
enough.
much.
That's
no, this has got pasta sizes in it.
That's fine. It's going to go into the milk.
It's going to go into the milk and I'm going to whisk it. That's fine. Yes.
Yeah.
My wife is right. I should listen to my wife, like Ginger Bully said. Okay, so off camera, I just quickly washed my hands. You don't need to see my backside for that long. And this is starting to steam, which means I'm going to need 100 milliliters of water to go into my tiny pot and start its magic as well. So make fire again. And that's 200. That's 100. I'm making a mess.
Just water.
Alrighty. So that's the water portion going. The milk is steaming. Doesn't look burnt yet. And now 2 tablespoons of cinnamon sugar. That came out in a cloud. Going into the water to dissolve and create a little bit of magic that we call a syrup, a simple syrup as my wife refers to it. Now if you want to see my wife make it, go watch the live stream, the whole thing, please. Only an hour long. Nothing fancy. And then in the milk, it's by choice. You can add a little bit of sugar to the milk just to bring the sweetness up. Otherwise there's a bit of a contrast and most people don't like it. But a little bit of sugar in your milk makes it tasty.
Chop.
Okay, so the sugar is in and it's going to start boiling pretty soon. So I'm going to wrap this up and get to the boil. And then I'm going to add the frummel, or the weird looking flour, to this bit by bit, slowly. And I just waiting for this to start foaming and go whoop. A watched pot never boils, but milk will surprise you. Ooh, this is not very cold.
Yeah, if you leave the spoon inside of the cast iron, it's gonna get hot.
Yep. Apparently so. Okay, it's starting to bubble. And here comes the foam. Good times. Go down, go down. I have an audience and no one helps me. Alright. I'm going to take my frummel and add little bits at a time while whisking. And it's going to become a slight porridge texture. Try and keep your doughy flour and butter mixture. Well, keep it little balls. Don't whisk it away. You want the texture
of the butter.
Now it's going to be this part. Hopefully you're still following along and I'm not too awkward in the kitchen that makes you go, oh no, I can't watch this. Yep. I'm Flour Bay. And now with this mixture popping away and everything incorporated, not too much because we need that to look fantastic, and we're switching this hub off and then burning my fingers with the simple syrup again, because why not? That's hot. And now I'm going to spoon it out into dishes after I do the clean magic. Clean magic done. And a spoon.
Big spoon.
Big spoon. And you will see 2 bowls because the daughter's getting some and I'm getting some.
Yes, and this recipe only makes 2 decent sized servings. Some people might need to double it or triple it depending on their family size.
Now this is a bit more runny than I would prefer. However, you have to play around with it because the previous time it was less runny and this is hot. And we used less flour. This time it's more runny and I used more flour. So you'll have to play around with the quantities a bit. Just like in the workshop, I do things. I don't plan them beforehand. Much.
En jy kan die res van daai vir jou inskep, dis nog nie so baie eet nie.
And that is how the mother of a child tells you the rest is yours in Afrikaans. If you hear a very excited puppy in the background, it's not, it's my daughter jumping up and down because she's excited. And also she's weird.
I'm very weird.
Case in point. And now, it's time for the simple syrup.
Simple sugar syrup.
Simple sugar syrup. I'm not Mary Poppins, I don't speak properly. And that's going to be hot, so in anticipation of the heat, I will build myself an oven mitt.
Yes, people, do keep in mind, cast iron is hot.
And just a couple of tablespoons for a syrup on top. And burn yourself through the cast iron.
Funny daddy.
And then, if you followed along and made it yourself, you have a very delicious Melk Kos.
Yum, yum, yum.
And that's it. If you want to see our taste reaction to this, go and watch our live. Thank you. And that's going to be dinner for us. And we will see you again soon. We will update you on the live thing. We are planning and seeing how it works out. We intend or plan or think about doing live streams in the future, maybe once a month or so. And we will get you an update on when that will happen. Hopefully we can make it coincide with time zones and everything happening. We will see. But until then, thank you for watching. Stay safe. Be friendly at things and stuff. And God bless. And we'll see you next time right here on the Bearded Hobby Homestead. Bye.